Let's go back to Jerusalem and our security correspondent, Frank Gardner, who is there for us, I think. Frank Gardner, can you just bring us up to date on the latest from the Israeli Prime Minister and exactly what he was saying in that address? He spoke like he was recommending a ceasefire deal and said that he would be putting it to his cabinet.
Yeah, you could be forgiven, Ben, for thinking that this is pretty opaque and confusing. And believe me, I've been struggling to understand, has the Security Cabinet approved this thing or not? And the answer is that he has recommended it, it's expected to be approved, and he will present it tomorrow to the full Cabinet, and it's expected to pass. But can I give you a definitive answer that it has definitely, absolutely passed the Security Cabinet? I have not seen that in writing. But then again, I've been stuck in the studio. So I think the signs are that Israel is approving or about to fully approve within the coming hours this ceasefire deal. There is enormous momentum here from the United States. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has spent part of the last hour endorsing the reasons why this deal should go ahead. He's been recounting all the ways in which Israel has degraded the military capabilities of its enemies, both in Gaza, in Yemen, in Lebanon, in Iran, and Iraq and Syria. And he said that the Hezbollah, which attacked us from October the 8th onwards, his words, is not the same as the force it is today. Now, all of that, I think, is going to come as little consolation to those people in the north of Israel who have been saying they don't think Hezbollah has been sufficiently degraded, despite the enormous airstrikes that we have seen in the last 24 hours going into Beirut and in the days before that, with a lot of civilians killed there. Despite all of the damage to Lebanon, there are people in the north of this country and Itamar Ben-Gvir, the security minister, who have said that they want to see this war prosecuted further and longer. But anyhow, it doesn't look like they're going to get their way. It looks like the ceasefire deal is going to go ahead, which is 60 days, a kind of trial 60 days, 2 months, during which the Israeli army will withdraw in stages from Lebanon, from the south of Lebanon, where it's been active. Hezbollah will withdraw north of the Litani River, 30 kilometers north of the Lebanon border, and the security vacuum will be backfilled by a bolstered Lebanese National Army and troops from UNIFIL, that's the United Nations interim force in Lebanon. But critically for Israel, the reason why I think he's been able to pass this, to get this deal through the Security Cabinet, or at least get their backing for it, even if they haven't actually physically signed off on it yet. The reason that Israel's been relatively comfortable with this is because it reserves the right to go back into Lebanon with presumably airstrikes or ground forces if it detects that there is an imminent military threat from Hezbollah. That was something that was a sticking point, but they've managed to get that past people on the Lebanon side of it. So it looks like the deal is going ahead.